Good afternoon to one and all. Good afternoon to one and all. Uh, Today, good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Dr. Naveen GB, Assistant Professor of the Department of Commerce and KSYU, myself. From the past 12 years, I'm working in a KSYU that I was worked for Vidyavardhaka State College. Today, I want to teach a subject related to business policy and environment. The business policy environment, you are having a syllabus like this. You have four blocks in your syllabus. In the first block, in the first block, four units. That is consisting of a first unit. That is a business environment related to that meaning and definitions, nature and scope, and also objectives and business and community stakeholders. In the second unit, that is the types of business environment. As we know about this, the internal environment and as well as the external environment. In that micro and macro environment, environmental scanning and methods and techniques of environmental scanning. In the third unit, economic environment, the nature of economic environment, economic factors, Niti Aayog claims and counter claims, agenda for future make in India. Liberalization and globalization in the fourth unit, new economic policy, economic reforms, globalization, meaning stages, factors, and also facilitating and implementing globalization in India, and the consequences of globalization in India. In the second block, we are discussing about the industrial policy. Related to industrial policies, we have several industrial policies that are all in the year of 90, industrial policy revolution in the year of 1948, and industrial policy in the year of 1956, industrial policy in the year of 1991. And National Manufacturing Competitive Council (NMCC) is also comes under the industrial policy chapter, and National Manufacturing Policy is also. Then come to the point of a sixth unit, that is micro, small, and medium enterprises (MSME). Related to this, that is meaning and also growth and another thing, significance of the small scale industries, facilities, problems, and the remedies for the uh, small SMS, MSME, and small sector industry policy, recommendations of Abid Hussain Committee and Mudra Card. These are all the syllabus of MSME, and Companies Act of 2002 is also an important in your examination point of view. And another thing is related to this silent features, anti-agreements, types of agreements, abuse of a dominant position, and Competition Commission of India, review of orders of commission, appeal and penalty. Come to the chapter 7, and 8, the Consumer Protection Act of 2019, the introduction, objectives, applicability of the consumers and rights of consumers, nature and scope, remedies available to the consumers and recent changes. And block 3, that is under the unit 9, industrial sickness. Industrial sickness related to these definitions, extension of industrial sickness, and causes of sickness, signals of sickness, and also effects of sickness remedies. Then corporate social responsibility related to this concept of charity, corporate philanthropy, and corporate citizenship, and CSR through triple bottom line and sustainable uh, business, drivers of CSR, and business ethics, ethics and business, sources and factors influence of a business ethics, values, morals, and business ethics, Business ethics as a personal integrity and social responsibility, ethics in the law. Then ethics in the functional areas, that is ethics in the marketing, advertisement and trade sectors, corporate disclosure and insider trading, accounting and finance, corporate takeover, ethical codes. This all comes under the third block, and the next to last block, it consisting of corporate governance. Corporate governance and its origin need registration of companies, separate ownership and management, stakeholders' interest, social responsibilities, corporate governance, and committees and authorities and corporate governance. Code of recommendation of a Cadbury Committee, Confederation of Indian Industries, Code of Corporate Governance, Kumar Mangalam Birla's committee recommendations, listing agreements on stock exchanges comes under the committees and authorities on corporate governance. Chief executive officers in the next unit and corporate governance, professional managers and family members, management, constitution of executive and non-executive directors, role and responsibilities, uh, business restrictions and restriction on number of companies, monitors, and AGMS nominee directors. And another last unit is that is board committee, audit committee, compensation committee, nomination and remuneration committee, constitution and need, rights and duties and responsibilities of a board committee. These are all your syllabus. Come to the point of your subject. In this subject, we should know about the business, policy, and as well as the environment. What's the meaning of a business and policy and environment? We should know about this. Meaning of business. Business is an economic activity that involves the exchange, that purchase or sales or production of goods and services with a motive to earn the profit and satisfy the needs of the customers. It means it is one of the financial activity or economic activities. It involves whether the purchasing of a goods and services or selling of a goods and services, and also the purchasing of raw materials and producing of a goods and services. It means production of a goods and services with a one of the objective, that is one as we know about this, the major objective is getting a more profits. Another side, when we are getting a more profit, uh, another side we should need we should need the satisfy the customers. That is also most important. Without satisfying the customers, we can't get all the profit. Business can both profit and non-profit organization, that a function of gain profits and achieve a social cause responsibility. It is also one of the motive of business. Then we should know about the this is the meaning of a business. Then we should know about the policy. What's the meaning of policy? It means a set of principles. Principles means a set of rules and regulations which direct the decisions of the subordinates. It means we need to control the entire business. How we can control? Through the setting of rules and regulations. Setting of rules and regulations. Through these rules and regulations, we can control over the subordinates. Then, what's the meaning of environment? As we know about this, the sum total of all the living and non-living things, elements, and their effects influence human life. Whether to take an example for this, where we are residing, it means in our residence. Uh, with that, whatever we are having, living and non-living things, that should be affected to our environment. Whether they take an example for the children, sorry for the disturbance. Growing children, the atmosphere or environment is most important for growing the children's. When we are providing a good atmosphere, they can learn the good things. When we are not providing a bad, bad atmosphere, they are learning their bad things. Like this, here also in the field of a business, the environment is the most important thing for the business environment. Then business environment, we should know about this. We should understand that. The understanding of the environment within which the business has to operate is very important for running a business unit successfully at any place. There is no matter of any particular place, wherever we want to, which means on the basis of requirements, we are starting a business or running a business. Then only that is become a success. Then environmental factors influence almost every aspect of a business. I told you, or given an example related to children. Like this, here also, the business is also required. It means the location where we have started the business, that is required, nature and as well as the location, and prices of the products and the distribution system or the personal policies. These are all the impact of the business environment. Are you are clear about this? And then we should come to the point of what is the business environment? We are already known about the meaning of a business and policy and also the environment. Just now we want to know about the business environment. What's the meaning of business environment? The terms the business environment is a composite of two words, business and environment. Just we were discussing business and as well as the environment. In simple terms, the state in which a person remains is busy is known as a business. It means busy with the purchasing and selling of goods and services, and also satisfy the customers. He is busy with these operations. The word business in the its economic sense means human activities that is like production, extraction, or purchase or sale of goods that are performed by earning the profits. Main motto of the each and every business is getting a profit. And on the other hand, the word environment refers to the aspects of our surroundings, just I told you. Therefore, the business environment may be defined as a set of conditions of a social, legal, economical, and political and institutional that are uncontrollable. We are already known about this pest, political, economical, sociological, technological, ethical, these are all uncontrollable. In that circumstances, we need a what good environment or a surroundings. And in the nature and affects the functioning of the organization. The term the business environment. And business environment consists of all those factors that have a bearing on the business. The term business environment implies those external factors and institutions that are beyond the control of individual business organizations, their management and effective business enterprises. It means their business environment consisting of both the internal and as well as the external environment, external forces beyond the control of the individual business organizations. That should be. And these forces are customers, creditors, competitors, government, socio-cultural organizations, political parties, national and international organizations. These are all the comes under the players and comes under the business environment. Some of those forces affect the business directly, with some other having direct, indirect effect on the business. You know that some of the rules and regulations indirectly affected to the business and also the directly affected to the business. Like these, the business environment. Then, what's the meaning of business? We studied about this. Some of the experts they were given their own meaning related to business environment. What they are given a concept or what expressions that is according to Barry M. Richman and Melvin Coppen defines that environment consists of factors that are largely, if not totally, that is external and beyond the control of individual industrial enterprise and their management, between the management and as well as the water workers, that is related to the business environment. It not only the a small affected, that is entirely what uncontrollable things that can be affected. According to William F. Gluck, defines this business environment as the process with strategies. It means it is required some skills monitor the economic, it means related to finance and governmental, whatever the rules and regulations are to be framed by the government, and also the market, how they buying and selling in the products in the market, and also the suppliers, the raw material suppliers or whatever they need, and technological. Now each and every moment, it means in a comparing of early 30 3 months or after the completion of 3 months, the technology will changes. Take an upgradation that is also affected to the business and geographic, where we have started the business. The geographical area is also a most important, and social settings. What are need a society? It means they need a only services or a profit or anything else, or they are getting a, they want to take a less price for the product, determining the opportunities and threats to their firms that should be known by the expressions given by the, or thought given by the William F. Gluck, sir. And the from the above definitions, we are clear that a business environment will be defined as the total surroundings of the business, which have a direct or indirect bearing on the functioning of a business. Or functions we means we are already known buying and selling of goods and services. It may also defined as the sector of external factors which cannot be controllable, uncontrollable factors, economic factors, social factors, political factors, and legal factors, and demographic factors, and technology factors, which are uncontrollable in the nature, just I told you, and affects the business decisions of a firm. It also includes the internal factors of the business, that is, owners of the business and employees and their relationship between the owners and as well as the employees. They have to maintaining a good relationship. That is also one of the impact factor for the business, and other which can be controlled in some extent. Whatever they can control, based on that they can control them. Then the study will following the environment factors, that is global environment, natural environment, political environment, and economic environment, and social environment, and also a technological environment. Then come to the point of nature of a business environment. It means business may be understood as a organized efforts of enterprises to supply customers with goods and services for a profit motive. In that circumstances, the nature is having like this. We can discuss one by one. That is complex. Environment consists of a number of factors and also the events, conditions arising from the different sources which impact business, that making a business complex. There is a creating of a complex and interdependency. We are already known about this, depending to one another, that is interdependency. Here also in the field of a business, factors affecting business environment like social is interdependence with the economic and legal and also cultural, or the interrelation or interdependent dependence. And dynamic business environment is a dynamic instrument. It's keep on changing the terms of a technological environment improvement. Just I told you, whatever we are using the new advanced technology that can be changed, changing the customer preferences, as we know about this, entry of a new competitors and other related factors, whether the selling of a goods and services by the what producer, they have to use some skills for the selling of a goods and services. Nowadays, we are preferring to purchasing of a goods and services through online. That should be provided by the employer. This is one of the dynamic nature of the business environment. Uncertainty, Certainly, uncertainty is comes under the business environment. It means business environment largely uncertain, as it's very difficult to predict future happenings. We can't predict easily what will happen in after next day or tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We can't predict easily. We should take its own time because of that is as we know about this the prices of the products or what volatility of the markets and the consumer behavior. Each and everything will take a place in the business, and relatively this is also one of the important. Business environment is a relative concept as it differs from the one country to another, and also the region from one region to another region. Let us take an example for the saris. Demand for saris is high in India, but compared to other countries like this, so many things is a taken an example. And specific and general forces. Specific forces affects individual enterprises directly and immediately, whereas general forces have impact on all business enterprises. Then next thing in the nature is forecasting is not possible for all for all developments. We know that we should know about this forecasting. It means in future days whatever we need. It means many developments such as interest rate fluctuations, whether the entrepreneur or who is starting a business, he need to take a what finance for starting a business. In that circumstances he want to know about the interest rates that is fluctuated. The rate of inflation is also one of the important in the market, what stock market, and difficult to forecast. On the basis of this information, the forecasting is not possible for all the developments in the field of a business, and it's having its own scope. That is, business improves the standard of living of the people by providing a better quality and a large variety of goods and services at the right time and the right place. This is the scope of the business environment. It provides the opportunity to work and earn a livelihood, thus generating employment in the country, which is turns reduces the poverty. When they are providing a business, the employment opportunities, each and every people they can earn their own bread and butter. In that circumstances, they can what increasing of a standard of living, and also the it turns to the what reducing of poverty. It utilizes the scarce resources of the nation and facilitates the mass production of goods and services. And it improves the national image by producing and exporting quality of goods and services. Without the quality of goods and services, the foreign countries they were not purchase of goods and services manufactured by the Indian what business or companies. In that circumstances, by participating in the international trade fairs and exhibition, is also demonstrates the progress and achievements of its own country to the outside world. It gives a better return to the investors. That is also one of the scope of for their capital investment, and also provide the opportunity to grow the expand their business. And it enables the peoples of a country to use the quality of goods of international standards, not only in the local or national level. In the international level, a standard should be required, and this is the possible by way of improving of goods from foreign countries or by producing quality goods. Without a quality, nobody is purchasing, whether in the local itself, whatever they are producing of goods and services with quality, they can purchase it by the even though in the international level, the country by applying a modern methods of production. Nowadays, we are having a advanced methodologies for the producing of goods and services like this. It also facilitates the exchange of a culture among the people. As we know about this USA or UK, women peoples they want to you wearing the saris like this here also, and any other things. What we are what growing our farmers growing the crops that can be exchanged, maintain the international harmony and as well as the peace. When we are there maintaining of a good relationship between the countries, when they were there, taken a place of exchanging of goods and services and also the cultures. It helps to development of a science and a technology. What the technology is taken a place that can be improved or upgradation of the technology. It spends a large amount of money for the research and development. Without conducting of a research and development of that whatever they are identifying the gaps, whatever they are conducting of research based on that, the new products and services that can be provided on the basis of what innovative products and as well as the services are development to the industrial research that is also taken place. These are all the scope for the industrial business environment. Importance of business environment. What are the importance? We should know about this. There is a close and continuous interactions between the business and environment. The business is depending upon the environment is depending upon the business. There is a interaction. This interactions helps in the strengthening of the business firm, using its resources more efficiently and effectively. Business environment is complex and dynamic in nature. This is having only one face. There is no matter of only single face. This is having a multifaceted, faceted, and also the complex. There is no what ambiguity, complex, and dynamic in nature. Impact of survival and growth of the business, and the proper understanding of a social means society, political, and economical environment help the business. Based on these are all the importance of the business environment. We should discuss one by one. That is determination of determining the opportunities and the threats. As we know about this, each and every people or a business or any others, they are having their own opportunities and as well as threats. Under the business environment, the interaction between the business and its environment would identify the opportunities. Wherever they are having opportunities, different opportunities for, and there the threats also they should identify. It helps the business for meeting the challenges successfully. Whatever the challenges is faced by the business in that circumstances that can be easily succeeded by the each and every what individuals or a business environment. Determining the opportunities and threats gives directions for growth. Growth is also a most important thing. The interaction with the environment leads to open up new frontiers for growth of the for the business firms. It enables the business to identify the areas for growth and expansion of their business. It means, as we know about this, some business are locally maintained, are globally maintained. In that circumstances, given a directions for the growth. That is also most important, where they were identified the areas wherever they are getting a growth. That is also an important for the business environment. Continuous learning, as we are as students, there is no end for their learning. Not only the students in each and whether they take an example with life and also any other things, there is no end for the learning process. Here also the continuous learning is taken a place in the business environment. Environmental analysis makes the task managers easy in dealing with the business challenges. The managers are motivated to continuously, not only they were single time they were motivated, update their knowledge, understanding the skills to meet the predicted changes in the realm of the business. When they are showing in a continuous learning, they can predict the whatever the requirements of the business, and then only what they can facing the challenges. Image building. Environmental understanding helps the business organization in improving their image. Image means a name and fame by showing their sensitivity to environment with which they are working. That is also one of the important things. And competition. Business, it is nothing but a competition. Without a competition, they can't get a succeed or succession. In that circumstances, it helps the firms to analyze the competitor strategies. So many competitors entering into a business world, they are having their own strategies that should be what analyzed by the business environment and formulate their own strategies accordingly. It means it is required that what skills, whatever they are facing a competition in the field of a market, in that circumstances they should know the strategies, they should know the what formulas for the implementing. And lastly, identifying the strength and the weakness of business. Business environment helps to identify the individual strengths. What are the strengths they are having, and also the weakness in view of the technological and global developments. It means when the business is started in the locally, when they are maintaining of these what strategies, it means identifying the strength and that as well as the weakness. They can grow in the level of national and as well as the globally. Like this, these are all the importance of the business environment. Then come to the point of objectives of a business environment. What are the objectives of a business environment? All the business activities performed with some objectives. The objectives of the business may be classified as number one, economic objectives. Economic objectives, business refer to the objective is the earning the profit. It means it's related to the what money, and also the other objectives necessary to be pursued, achieve the profit, and also the creation of a customers and regular innovations, best possible available resources. This is the economic objective. Under the economic objectives, the profit earning, as we know about this, profit is the lifeblood of the business or any other business. Sorry for the disturbance. Without which no business can survive in the competitive market. Thus, profit making is the primary objective for which business unit brought into existence. Profit help to businessmen not only for the earn their livelihood but also expand their business activities and reinvesting the part of the profits. It means the business when they are earning the profits, they currently simply sit. They have to extending one more unit. In that circumstances, they have to using the whatever they are earned the profit that should be reinvested. And under the profit, they have to creating a customers. That is most important. Without a customers, they can't able to sell the goods and services. The business unit cannot service survive unless there is no customers to buy the products and services. Again, a businessman can earn the profit only she or he provides a quality of goods and services at the reasonable price. For this, it needs to be attract more customer for its existing as well as the new products. This is achieved with the help of the various marketing activities. Then continuous innovations. What's the meaning of innovations? Get creating creation of new products or giving a new ideas for the producing of goods and services. Without innovation, there is no matter of what sustainability of the business. Here also, the continuous innovation, never-ending innovation. Success of only by the adopting of itself, changing its environment. Innovation changes which brings out improvement in the products, process of productions, and also distribution of goods. Not only for the producing of goods and services, this is also concentrate for the distribution of goods. Just I told you, Flipkart, Amazon, and any other online services is provided for the reaching the customers, whatever they are producing of goods and services. Reduction in cost, as we know about this, when the home delivery of goods and services is provided by the manufacturer, they can reduce the cost of the product. and they can increasing of a sales in a more given a more profit to the businessman. This is the strategy based on the continuous innovation and the best possible use of resources. Whatever the resources are available in our society, it means run any business, you must have a sufficient capital. Without a capital, we can't able to run the business. The amount of capital may be used by machinery, buying of a machinery, raw materials, and employ the men and have a cash means to day-to-day expenditure. It means working capital is also required for the business. Thus, business activities requires various resources like machines. These objectives can be achieved by employing efficient workers, making full use of machines, and minimizing of wastage of raw materials. This is when we are the effective utilization of resources that can be taken at place. Next thing is these are all the economic objectives. Next thing is social objectives, production and supply of quality of goods and services. It means here one of the social objectives is desired to achieve for the benefit of the society, not for the business. No activity can be should be aimed at giving a kind of trueable to the society. That cannot be given a trouble to the society. Social objectives of the business include a production and supply of quality of goods and the services. Just I told you, when they are providing of a good quality of a goods and services to the society, they can make a what that is one of the social objective. Adoption for the fair trade practices contributing to the general fair society and provision for the welfare amenities to the social objectives under the production and supply of quality of goods and services. Again and again, I am using the word quality of goods and services. It means business utilizes the various resources of the society. It means society expects to get the quality of goods and services from the businessman. Always, as a purchaser or as a customers, we need to purchasing of a less price of the products of good quality. Without a quality, we can't purchasing of goods and services. The objective of business should be produce better quality of goods and services and supply at the right time at the right place. That is also a most important. When the quality of goods produced by the manufacturer, there is no matter of utilizing of a right time or a right place. There is no matter of what good quality of good quality of goods and services provided to the customers. They can't purchasing because of the reason is right time or a right place. That is also they should charge the place according to the quality of goods and services provided to the society and contribution to the general welfare of the society. This is also most important of the social objective of the business environment. Business unity should work for the general welfare and upliftment of the society. This is possible through running of schools and colleges for better education. Nowadays, there is an ambiguity. What sentences come from the society related to education and colleges that is treated as a business. They were converted as a business. We can't do that like this here also. Opening of vocational training centers to train the people to earn what livelihood, establishment of hospitals and medical facilities and recreation facilities. And also the public like parks for sports complexities that's all provided to the society by the business. That is also most important. Then self-sufficiency and export promotions to help the country to become a self-reliant without the help of any other persons or any other things, have added responsibility for restricting import of goods. There is some conditions. Besides, every business unit should aim at increasing exports and adding to the foreign exchange reserve of their own country. It means self-sufficiency and also the export promotion activities is taken under the business environment. These are all the social objectives of a business environment, economic objectives and social objectives. Next, come to the point of global objectives. In the global level, we should think about this. India has a very restricted business relationship with other nations. In the earlier days, there was a very rigid policy for the import and export of goods and services. There is no matter of flexibility. Whenever we need a what amendment that cannot be taken in place. But nowadays there is a due to the liberalizing the economic policies, liberalize the conditions of the export import policy, which means the conditions means restrictions of the foreign investment have been largely abolished and duties on imported goods have to be sustainably reduced. This change has brought the what demand tremendously taken a place of a changes about increasing the competition in the market today. Because of the globalization, entire world become a big market. We are knowing about the what so many companies are entering into a local level, and goods produced in one country and readily available in other countries like this the face to face so face the competition is the global market is very what a difficult a business has certain objectives in mind which may be called as a global objectives. The global objectives are like this: raising general standard of living. It means growing of business activities across national borders makes available quality goods at a reasonable price all over the world. When we are purchasing of goods and services, we need to purchasing of goods and services at a reasonable price. When they are fixing up a more price, we can't able to purchase. The people of one country get to use similar type of goods that please people in other countries are using the same product used by the another country. This improves the standard of living of the people. When we are providing of a goods and services or a quality of goods and services, that is increasing of a standard of living. Whether to take an example for the clothes, whether when the prime manufacturing of a Peter England and any other companies in that circumstances that can be used by the normal people, that is increasing of a standard of a living and reducing the disparities among the nations. There is no maintaining of a what differences among the nations that can be reduced in the global objectives. Business should help to reduce the disparities among the rich and poor nations of the world by expanding its operations by way of a capital investment. Without investing the money in a developing country as underlying developing country, it can force the individual industrial and economic growth. And another thing is make available globally competitive goods and services. Whatever the services or goods that can be available in the globally and competitive goods. Business should produce the goods and services which are globally given a competitive and huge demand in the foreign markets. This will improve the image of exporting country and also earn the more foreign exchange for the country. Now, when the business is improved, not only for what given a name and fame of the business, that is also given a name and fame of the what country also. In these ways, the industries, the business is taken a place at the global level. Then come to the point of business and the community stakeholders. The business and community stakeholders are like this. Every nation in the world has a social system based on languages. Each and every nations they are having their own regional languages and regional cultures and also the values and attitudes and also the customs and duties like these. The social system of the world community stakeholders is also used in the literature of our stakeholders management and business ethics like this. Here, the business and its community stakeholders involve two major kinds of relationship. That is the positive contribution business can make to the community. Uh, then this includes the volunteerism, that is the resourcefulness and responsiveness of the business to communities in need to be increasing services. It means, as we know about this NGO, is also taken a place under this business and community stakeholders. And a business's industrial unit can also cause a harm to community stakeholders by polluting environment. Pollution of the environment is also most important from the business point of view. But the people is unemployment by closing a plant or unit. It can also abuse its power, exploit the consumers, ill treating employees by the water CEOs like this, and come to the point of water. These are all comes under the first unit, and come to the point of a second unit, that is types of a business environment. In the business environment, they are having a different types that can be discussed now. Uh, we are already studied about the definitions and also importance and community stakeholders like this. Now, the individual and as well as the business success requires two elements: individual and the environment. Business environment consisting of all those factors that are having a bearing on the business. The environment factors may be classified into two different types. That is, broadly, two types of business: the internal environment and the factors internal to the firm, and the external environment factors to the external to the firm. Like these internal factors and as well as the external factors to be affected. Here, internal, the following charts is to be shown the internal and as well as the external environment. The following chart shows the types of business environment. The business environment classified into two, that is internal environment and external environment. In the internal environment, there should be comes the value system, mission and objectives, management structure and nature, internal power relationship, human resources, company image and brand equity, miscellaneous factors. Then come to the point of external factors, that is micro environment. Under the micro environment, suppliers, customers within the business, this all comes under suppliers, customers, competition, public, market intermediaries, financiaries. This all comes under the micro environment. In the macro environment, that is related to whatever we discussed: economic, political, socio-cultural, natural, demographic, telegraphic, then global. These are all classification of a business environment. This chart is shown the business environment classification, internal and as well as the external environment. External environment again classified into two, that is micro environment and as well as the external macro environment. We should be concerned under the external environment. In the examination point of view, you should write whether they are asking a question related to the business types of a business environment. Then we should go through by one. The internal environment. The internal environment is the environment that has a direct impact on the business. Just I told you, related to business, there is an impact of the direct and as well as the indirect impact. Here, the direct impact is internal environment. Here, there are some internal factors which are generally controllable. We're already used external factors we can't control, uncontrollable factors like this. Here also the controllable, because of the company has control over these factors, that is it can alter or modify such factors as its personnel, physical facilities and organization and functional means like a marketing to suit the environment. Based on the environments they can changing. And the external, it includes the 5 M's, that is man, material, money, machine, and management. Usually within the control of business, business can change these factors according to changing their functioning of enterprises. Whenever they want to change, they need a changes, they can change in the internal environment. Under the internal environment, we should know one by one. What's the meaning of a value system? The value system of the founders of those helm of affairs of the important bearing on the choice of a business. This is one of the value. It means the mission and objectives of the organization, and also the business policies and the practices, whatever they are framing, following of policies, it means a set of rules and regulations that should be known. And mission, vision, and objectives. Here, the business domain of the company. Vision means the ability to think about the future of the companies with imagination and wisdom. Vision is an important for the factors of achieving objectives organization. The mission is the medium through which the objectives are achieved. What type of the objectives are to be fixed by the companies, that can be medium through the objectives that can be achieved. Management structure and nature. This is also one of the what internal factors affected to the business. The internal factors like the amount of support of a top management. Here, the management structure and the need. These structures of the organizations also influences the business decisions. The organizational structure likes the composition of a board of directors, influencing of a decision of a business, or they are internal factors. The structure and the style of the organization may delay a decision making. Some other helps in making quick decisions. Here, the structure, it means whatever we need, what quick decisions should be taken by the management. They need a structural what linkages between the management from the top level and lower level and middle level management like these. And internal power relationship. This is also one of the factors, like the amount of support from the top management enjoys from the different levels of the employees. As we know about these blue collar employees and the white collar job employees, and also the shareholders and board of directors have important influence on the decisions and their implementation of the in the organization. And this is also one of the important things. Then human resources. The characteristics of a human resources like skill, just I told you, skill means whatever they are having a knowledge related to the internal environment, and also the skill quality, what type of the quality of the products, and also morale of the each and every employees, and attitude is also most important, and integrity could contribute to the strength and weakness of the an organization. Some organizations find it difficult to carry out a restructuring. Once the structure of the organization, they cannot be easily restructured or modified, or a modification cannot be taken a place because of the resistance by the employees. Means putting a conditions by the employees where they are smoothly done in some others. They will have to do smoothly in the organizations. And company image and brand equity. This is also most important in the internal environment. The image of the company matters. It means the name and fame of the company while raising the finance from the different financial institutions, forming a joint ventures wherever they need, and also the other alliances. It means combining on soliciting marketing intermediaries, entering a purchase or a sale of contracts related to the selling and buying of products. In that circumstances, they need to make a contract between the two parties. And whenever they are producing of a new products, launching of a products and brand, they want to whatever framing of a brand. In that circumstances, they also the brand, it indicates that company image and also the brand equity in these ways. And another thing is equity is also relevant in the several of these causes. Then another thing is miscellaneous factors is also affected in the internal environment. The miscellaneous factors are like this, that is physical assets. And physical assets means, as we know about this, which can be touchable, which can be seen, and facilitates like a production capacity. When they were want to hiking of a production capacity in that circumstances. And also technology, just I told you, technology is also one of the impact of the internal environment, business environment. Whatever, whenever, wherever they want to changing of a technology, that is most important, and as effectively of the product and opportunities. And distribution logistics is also playing a more major role among the factors influencing the competitiveness of the firms or a business. Then they have the conducting of a research and development. Why do they need a research? They need a research for the producing of a new products and or the society needs of the product. When the consumer buy a product based on the innovative minds, in that circumstances they want to take a what they want to the changing of a technologies or a capabilities for producing of a goods and services. And among the others also, other things also determine the company ability to innovate and compete, whether the company is having a capacity to competing with the other companies based on innovative things in that circumstances. And this is also one of the factors. And financial factors like financial policies, related to financial policies, financial position and capital structure, whether they need what a seed finance or a once investment or any other thing, impact important internal environment affecting the business performance. Strategies is also required to companies and a business, and decisions. This is also one of the major role play in the internal environment. Whenever and whatever they want to take a decisions at right time and the right time and the right person should be taken a decisions. Then come to the point of external environment. The external environment, just I told you, the external business consisting of a micro and as well as the macro environment. It refers to the environment that has indirect influence on the business. This is not directly affected. I told you the internal environment directly influences. This is indirectly influences of the business. The factors are uncontrollable by the business. The internal factors that can be controlled, here the external factors become controlled. There are two types of the external environment, that is micro environment and as well as the macro environment. In your examination point of view, you can expect the questions micro and macro environment. Under macro micro environment, who are the comes under the micro environment? The environment which is close to business, within the business, and affects the its capacity. What they have a capacity, whether the company is having a means business is having a capacity to invest the money or a capacity to work in the micro or operating the environment within the limits. It consisting of suppliers, customers, competitors, publics, and market intermediaries within the micro environment. The micro environment is also as the task environment and operating environment, because of the micro environment factors have a direct bearing the operations of the firm, whether the purchasing or producing of a goods and services. These are all directly affected. In the micro environment, the players are comes under the micro environment. These are all suppliers, customers, competitors, public, marketing intermediaries, and financiaries. Those are all comes under the micro environment. Under the micro environment, suppliers. It means it is one of the most important forces in the microenvironment of the company. The suppliers, those who are supply the inputs, it means like a raw materials and components to the whatever the requirements of the company that should be provided within the company. The importance of the reliable resources or sources supplied to the smooth functioning of the business. Uncertainty regarding a supply or other supply constraints often compels companies to maintain high inventories, causing cost increases that can be reduced. The supply is the most important in the micro environment. And one more thing, it is risky to depend upon the single suppliers because of a strike or lockouts in the circumstances. Whether to take an example for the construction of a building, some of the cores are suddenly locked down. What about the construction field materials in that circumstances? The products are quality, products prices automatically increase. The quality is also comes in less. In that circumstances, that is the supplier is the most important for the constructions. Hello.